can you read this letter? It's very important." The little girl looked up at the towering figure of Mr. Harrison, the CEO of a massive toy company, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and determination. She clutched a crumpled, tear-stained envelope in her small hands. "Please, sir," she whispered, her voice trembling, "you have to read it." Mr. Harrison, a man known more for his sharp suits and even sharper business tactics, was about to dismiss her. He was on a tight schedule, with meetings stacked back to back. But something in her desperate gaze stopped him. He knelt, his expensive trousers creasing on the cold pavement. "What is it, little one?" he asked, his tone softer than he intended. "It's from my brother, Leo," she said, holding the letter out to him. He said it's his final wish." The words hung in the air, heavy and fragile. A final wish? The phrase sent an unexpected chill down Mr. Harrison's spine. He took the letter from her, his fingers brushing against hers. The paper was worn, as if it had been read and reread 1,000 times. He carefully unfolded it. The handwriting was shaky, the pencil lines faint, but the words were full of a child's innocent spirit. "Dear Mr. Toyman," it began. "My name is Leo. I'm 7. My sister Clara says you make all the best toys in the world. I've always dreamed of having one of your Starlight Voyager spaceships. I see them on TV and imagine flying past the moon and waving to the stars. The doctors say my own journey to the stars is coming soon, but it's a different kind. They say I won't be able to play anymore." Mr. Harrison's breath caught in his throat. He looked from the letter to the little girl, Clara, whose eyes were now brimming with tears. He continued reading. "I know the Starlight Voyager is expensive. My mom works 2 jobs, and she says we have to save for other things right now. That's okay. But my wish, my final wish, is not for me. It's for Clara. She loves your sunshine dolls. She takes care of everyone, especially me. She reads me stories every night and holds my hand when I'm scared. She deserves all the sunshine in the world. Could you please make sure she gets a sunshine doll, so she has something to hold when I'm gone?" The letter ended with a small, smudged drawing of a smiling stick figure girl holding a doll. Underneath, it simply said, "From Leo." A profound silence enveloped Mr. Harrison. The bustling city street, the ringing phones in his pocket, the looming deadlines, it all faded away. In his hands, he held not just a piece of paper, but the weight of a brother's selfless love, a family's quiet struggle, and a child's final, heartbreaking request. He felt a stinging in his eyes he hadn't experienced since he was a boy himself. The world of profit margins and market shares suddenly seemed so small, so insignificant. He looked at Clara, who was watching him with a hopeful, anxious expression. "What's your name?" he asked, his voice thick with emotion. "Clara," she whispered. He folded the letter with reverence and placed it carefully in his breast pocket, close to his heart. "Clara," he said, managing a gentle smile, "your brother Leo is an incredible young man, and his wish is about to come true." But Mr. Harrison knew a single doll wasn't enough. Leo's letter had shattered the cold corporate shell he had built around himself for years. It reminded him of why he started making toys in the first place, to bring joy, to create magic, to give children a reason to dream. He had lost sight of that, buried under balance sheets and stock reports. Leo, a little boy he had never met, had given him a gift far more valuable than any business deal. A reason. He took Clara's hand. "Come with me," he said. Instead of heading to his next meeting, he walked her straight into the flagship store she'd been staring at from the outside. The moment they entered, the manager rushed over. "Mr. Harrison, we weren't expecting you." "Cancel my afternoon," Mr. Harrison stated, his voice firm and clear. "We have a very important guest." He turned to Clara, whose eyes were as wide as saucers, taking in the wonderland of toys around her. "Clara," he said, gesturing to the entire store, "today this is all for you and Leo." He didn't just give her a sunshine doll. He gave her 3, each with a different outfit. He led her to the Starlight Voyager section and picked up the biggest, most elaborate model. "This one's for Leo," he declared. "We'll have it delivered to him this afternoon, special delivery." But he didn't stop there. He and Clara spent the next 2 hours filling up carts. He learned that Clara loved to draw, so he got her the biggest art set in the store. He learned that Leo loved puzzles, so they picked out a dozen. He learned about their mom, who was always tired, but always smiling. He made a mental note. Later that day, a special van, usually reserved for celebrity events, pulled up to a modest apartment building. Mr. Harrison, dressed in a simple sweater, personally carried the toys to their door. When Clara's mother opened it, her face was a canvas of confusion and exhaustion. But when she saw her daughter, radiant with joy, and the man from the news holding a mountain of toys, she was speechless. Mr. Harrison simply handed her an envelope. Inside wasn't a bill, but a check large enough to cover their rent for a year, and a personal note. "Your son reminded me what's truly important," it read. "Thank you." He then went into Leo's room. The little boy was frail, lying in bed, but his eyes lit up like supernovas when he saw the Starlight Voyager. Mr. Harrison sat by his bed for an hour, not as a CEO but as a friend, listening to Leo describe his imaginary voyages through the cosmos. The next day, Mr. Harrison called an emergency board meeting. He didn't talk about profits. He read Leo's letter aloud. The room, filled with some of the most powerful people in the industry, was completely silent. By the time he finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. That day, the Leo's Wish Foundation was born. Funded by the company, its mission was simple: to fulfill the wishes of sick children and support their families. It wasn't a marketing stunt. It was a fundamental change in the company's soul. From then on, a portion of every toy sold went to the foundation. Their new slogan became, "Every toy a hope, every child a star." Leo's journey to the stars came a few weeks later, but his legacy didn't end. His final, selfless wish didn't just get his sister a doll. It transformed a multi-billion-dollar corporation, touched thousands of lives, and reminded a world obsessed with success that the greatest profit is found in kindness, and the most powerful legacy is love. All because a little girl was brave enough to ask, "Can you read this letter? It's very important." Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more inspiring content. See you next time.